Good here. We recording.
Good.
1 second. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, there we be. Hello out there. Well, hello and good
Crazy, but
evening, everyone, and welcome to another segment of Awareness Wednesday Prime Time. We are your host, Reggie and Victoria Flanagan out of New Jersey. So welcome everyone that is joining in. So before we get started with our topic and discussion, let me pass over to Victoria first to give you her reasons why this platform is so important to her. Victoria, take it away. The floor is yours.
I just want to keep people aware. Just stay aware of what's going on. I say it every week. Keep your head on a swivel. Just pay attention to what's going on, family, because right now they're not afraid of anything and they're not hiding anything from us either. They're doing it right before our very eyes. So please stay aware.
Absolutely. That's why we call this what? Awareness
Awareness
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes, indeed. So, there's so much that's happening around the world. Like she just mentioned, there is so much going on, especially in the health. When it comes to health, you got diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, obesity on the ultimate rise, not just affecting our adults, but it's also happening to our children as well.
Mhm.
That is a problem. That is a pandemic, an epidemic. When it starts affecting the kids, that's a problem. So, what are they doing? Just heard today on the news that there are more young people dying of heart disease, heart attacks, young people.
Just heard that. It's
Just heard it
5
today.
o'clock news.
So that further lets you know how important this conversation tonight is going to be, because who do you know that may be going through these issues right now and don't even know it? I mean, think about it. There's so much happening. You have no idea how it's affecting you health wise. So you got to pay attention. You got to wake up and pay attention to especially to what you're doing to that body, what you're putting inside that body. Bad things in, trust and believe you're going to get bad results out of it. It's just a matter of time before something happens. All right. So before we get started, let's go into our topic: serving God with healthy mind, body, and spirit. And our scripture, as always, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. That's 3 John 1 and 2. Our subject today, as you can see on screen, heart disease. So who do you know? We all have a heart. How many has a diseased heart? We got to pay attention. Victoria has really did her thing on this platform. I mean, she's done it this morning. Those who were connected heard the report already, but you know what? She's always adding. She's an adder. She's a multiplier. She's always looking for more information. She's a urchin at heart. She truly is. She gets in, does the
I just want
research,
to look out for my people.
and
That's
that's it.
all.
That's the bottom line. And
We
she's
all need
passionate
to be
about it.
doing a little research on something.
Exactly. That's why we're wearing red today. Heart. And this hat that I'm wearing, the Captain D1 hat, you know why? Because Papa just had work on his heart over a year ago, remember?
Right.
So about heart today, all right? So that means I'm going to pass over to the urchin, my better 7/8, Miss Victoria Flanagan will give you information on heart disease. Victoria, take it away.
Okay. Thank you, baby. Okay, I like to start with the stats because I looked this up just a couple of days ago. And these are the new stats for this year, 2023. This comes from the Center of Disease Control, the CDC out of Atlanta. And this was on heart disease. They said this is the leading cause of death, heart disease, this one right here. 695,000 people in the United States died in 2021. That's 695,000.
695,000 people.
That was in 2021.
Wow.
We're in
2023 right now. So that number has increased.
Absolutely. They say it's 1 in every 5 deaths is from heart disease. They said the cost is $239 billion each year from 2018 to 2019. And that includes the cost of the health care, the services, the medicine, and the lost productivity due to the deaths. Also, coronary artery disease. There's different categories of heart disease. We're going to get into it in the report. So coronary artery disease, most common type of heart disease. This the killing 375,000 people in 2021. That's coronary artery disease. That's about 1 in 20 adults starting at age 20 and older. Heart attacks. We were just talking about that, right?
About it.
Okay, now this is the number of heart attacks. Heart attacks. Someone has a heart attack every 40 seconds. Every 40 seconds, someone is suffering a heart attack. They said each year about 805,000 people in the United States have a heart attack. That's a lot of folks. 605,000 are the first heart attack. Then you have 200,000 happen to people who have already had a heart attack. So if you don't take care of yourself that first go round, it is a possibility that you can have another one. That's 1 in 5 heart attacks. That's are the silent, and the damage is done to your heart, but the person is not aware of what's going on in their heart. You can have a little what I couldn't find the word this morning. It was TIAs, little heart attacks, little strokes. TIAs. So it also says heart disease deaths, they may vary from sex, race, and ethnicity. Listen to this. American Indians or Alaskan Natives, 15%. Asian, 18%. Here we go. Black, African Americans, not Hispanic, 22%.
Now look at that.
Our Native American, Native Hawaiian, and other Pacifics, 18%. Our white counterparts, non-Hispanic, 18%. Hispanic, 11%. And then all others are 17%. Who was the one that had the highest on this chart? Ethnicity.
Us.
That's us.
At 22.6, that's actually 23%.
Absolutely.
That's 0.6, that's over 0.5, that's 23% right there.
This is why I do these reports. We got to get the word out, family. We got to do better. Truly have to do better.
And you know what that comes from? And she's going to get into it, poor diet.
In a few minutes.
Guarantee it.
Okay, let me start right here.
Yeah, start right there.
Got thousands of
papers everywhere.
Heart disease, such as coronary heart disease and heart attacks, congestive heart failure, and congestive heart disease is the leading cause of death in men and women in the United States. Prevention includes quitting smoking, lowering your cholesterol, controlling your high blood pressure, and maintaining a healthy weight and exercise. Now, there was a study done on accident victims. Studies of accidental victims between the ages of 3 and 26 found that they had fatty streaks. That's the first stage of atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is buildup in your plaque. I'm going to break that down in a minute. Atherosclerosis was found in nearly all Americans, children by the age of 10. You already have artery buildup in your arteries by the age of 10. By the time you reach 20 or 30, these fatty streaks can turn into full-blown plaque. That is atherosclerosis that can cause a heart attack. That's just the study that was done on accident victims.
Right.
So nobody is immune to that. So like I said, there are numerous disorders that fall under the broad category of heart and vascular disease. Here we're going to talk about atherosclerosis, angina, and heart attacks. According to the CDC, the Center of Disease Control, more than 1 out of every 3 deaths in the United States is attributed to heart disease. 1 in 3, y'all. Coronary heart disease is the most common form of heart disease. Arteries transport blood from the heart and deliver it to other parts of the body. We all know that. Yes. Atherosclerosis occurs when the inside of the arterial walls thicken, leaving a narrower passageway for the blood to travel through and this disorder is called hardening of the arteries. That is atherosclerosis. Can affect the coronary arteries that lead to the heart, and it is usually caused by a buildup of fatty deposits within the arterial walls. This buildup is often a result of poor diet, one that is high in bad fats, low in fiber, and most people who have atherosclerosis are not even aware that they have it.
True that.
So it does not trigger symptoms in the body until later in the disease. This is why it's so important to eat right, exercise. Again, this is why I do this report.
And get those physicals.
Unfortunately, when atherosclerosis is left untreated, it just gets worse. So without treatment of your arteries will eventually become so constricted that the adequate supplies of oxygenated blood can't reach the heart muscles, and this oxygen deprivation may result in chest pains known as angina. Angina is often a precursor to a heart attack. So in some ways, people that suffer from angina are pretty lucky. Their pain is usually, it leads to a diagnosis of cardiovascular disease. And they can then take several steps to show or reverse their conditions before it results in a trip to the ER or death.
Mm-hmm.
You have a chance to reverse anything if it's caught early enough. So
Right.
early detection of anything, we talk about that all the time. So this is why you have to stay up on your physicals. Just try to take care of yourself the best way you know how. So it also states that, but for the heart attack is fact, the outward sign of the trouble. 25% who suffer from a heart attack has never felt any previous symptoms. That is so true for women. Women have a different analysis of a heart attack. So a heart attack is brought on when the blood flow to a certain section of the heart muscle is completely cut off, either because a clot has backed up behind the thickening of the artery walls because of the artery itself has become so narrow that no blood at all can pass through.
Mm-hmm.
That is a heart attack.
Yes, it is.
So if you ever suspected you're having a heart attack, or you must receive emergency medical care at once. Nobody should have to tell you that. So instead of having someone drive you to the hospital, unless you are really close, call for an ambulance. Life-saving treatments for your heart attack requires special medical techniques and tools. As sooner a professional arrives with their equipment, the quicker your chances of survival are. Heart disease is so prevalent now, most people are surprised to hear that it was actually quite rare until the turn of the 21st century. Now it's happening practically every day. Our modern diet, any way of life, are the root cause of these heart problems. Your diet, family. Again, this is why we do these reports. It's your diet. We got to clean it up, family. We definitely have to clean it up. So the best way to prevent or reverse heart disease is to change our habits.
Mm-hmm.
Because heart disease is caused by a variety of factors, it is best to include several kinds of therapy. If your treatment or prevention plan, you want to eat well, you want to exercise, manage that stress. I just talked somebody in off the ledge today, Sean. Manage your stress, identify and treat genetic susceptibilities, because it can be genetic.
Correct.
And they are known to bring on cardiovascular disease. This is you heard it's 1 in 3. 1 in 3 deaths. Every 40 seconds, somebody is having a heart attack. Those were the stats at the beginning of the report. Every 40 seconds.
Wow.
So although cholesterol levels have some importance, it appears that this substance is not the villain that it was once thought to be. So while your diet and your lifestyle factors are the root causes of your chronic inflammation, stealth or hidden infections in the body are also suspected to increasing that inflammation response. Finally, the impact of your stress and your negative emotions cannot underrate as the cause of heart disease. It's an overall thing. You got to take care of everything. You really have to take care of every single thing. So here's some symptoms of atherosclerosis. We talk about that buildup in your plaque. There are usually no outward symptoms until later in the disease. So you definitely want to see your doctor if you experience any of the following. If you have any dizziness or fainting, if you have leg pain that starts after walking short distances that goes away with rest. That's some of the symptoms. Symptoms of angina. It might be mild to severe chest pains. Often it feels like your heart is being squeezed. Pay attention to that. Your body's talking to you all the time. I say that all the time as well. There is a tightness in your chest. and the pain may feel worse after exercise or after a heavy meal and better when resting. If you feel any chest pains at all, go to the emergency room, especially in your chest. They'll triage you and get you right, and you're not going to be sitting there with chest pains. They don't let nobody sit there with chest pains. They do the triage. They take the most serious ones in first. So if you thinking you having a heart attack, you going right in.
Correct.
Here's some symptoms of a heart attack. Classic symptoms are the crushing and tightness of the pain in your chest, which may extend to your arms or your back. Usually people will grab their arms if they're having a heart attack. It can also radiate down your back, your shoulders, your neck, or even your jaw. The pain may be intense or severe, or it could be so mild that you may mistake it for indigestion. I done ate something wrong. Now my stomach hurt. I can feel it all down my back and around my arms. Go get checked out. Women sometimes have heart attack symptoms that are totally different from the previous ones. The pain may begin in the stomach or in the jaw, or stabbing pain between the breasts. The symptoms in general may be more vague than for the men. More women are having heart attacks than men. I mean, their numbers are right up there together. That's why this is the #1 killer of men and women. I have a whole sheet here,
right here
on women's heart disease and strokes. It's a whole report on it. So other possible symptoms include profuse sweating, a drop in your blood pressure, difficulty swallowing, dizziness, fainting, even ringing in your ears, or you can have some rare nausea or vomiting. Those are some signs of a heart attack in women. Your signs are going to be a little different than a man. Now, here are some root causes. Whenever I do these reports, I'm always looking for the root cause. What started it in the first place? I think you need to get to the root cause of anything to fix it.
To fix it, absolutely.
So this root cause of heart disease or cardiovascular disease or angina, whatever you want to call it, atherosclerosis, it all starts, it says, with poor diet, especially one that is high in fat, low in fiber, and low in antioxidants. We need things in fiber and antioxidants. Correct. Or it could be genetics. We talk about that quite often on this platform. You think just because your parents had high blood pressure, you're going to have high blood pressure. You will if you eat the same thing as mom's eating.
You'll eventually catch what
you gotta break that cycle. You got to change out some of those ingredients. Or you will have the same thing that mom and dad had.
Absolutely right.
The next one is smoking. Smoking just exacerbate any issue that you may have. So if you smoke, just stop. And I was at what was that, Target or Walmart, one of those today, and I was looking at that nicotine gum. That stuff is expensive. Good Lord, that'll make you want to pull out a cigarette.
Funerals are expensive too.
Yeah, they are. They are. So if you're a smoker, get the gum, get the patch, do what you need to do. Just get yourself together, because smoking is not the answer for anything. It may feel a little good in the meantime, but if you stop smoking, you can add years to your life. It is an addiction. The next root cause is high blood pressure. Is your pressure up there? We got to get that pressure down. Do what you can to get that pressure down, and be mindful of the high blood pressures your doctors are putting you on, because some of these medications can elevate your blood pressure.
And let me add to that too, because remember, if your pressure is high, that means, just hypothetically speaking, that your arteries in your body itself, if they're not open like they should to allow good blood flow to the throughout the body, that right there keeps the pressure the way it's supposed to be. But when it starts to close, the heart has to work that much harder to force that blood through that smaller opening now, which is going to raise your pressure. So I had because we're big when we talk about getting ourselves checked out, and I just had my caloric pulmonary heart exam done, where they go in and they do it's like a ultrasonic view of your heart and the arteries like around the heart. It's sort of like an MRI, exactly. And they can check and see if you have any buildup in your arteries, your main arteries. I mean, the main ones that cause issues. And I'm here to tell you, mine was zero.
We doing something right, y'all.
Zero blockage. So it's better to know than not know. And the test, your insurance company will not cover that test. So you have to pay. It costs you $99 to find out if you got a good flowing vessels and arteries in their heart. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Because he's
$99.
he's
Come on.
getting up in age. We just turned 61. His
Mhm.
father had congestive heart failure, and his oldest brother had a heart attack. So that's why he was prompt to go and get this test done, just to know. It's better to know than not to know.
Exactly.
And that's why he went and had it done. And I didn't force him to go. He went on his own. He a big boy. He want to be around, so he went on his
And I
own.
wanted to find out.
Exactly.
It's better to know, right? And that's what I
So
want to know.
so another root cause is low levels of omega-3 fatty acids. You need your omegas, family.
Yes, indeed.
If you're not going to take an omega, you better eat some fish because you need those omegas. The next root cause is stress. Stress, with that reported, will definitely be back for December. So many people will be under stress for the holidays. So that report will come back. Stress is a factor behind so many issues, so many issues. We got to find ways to combat stress. The next one is obesity. Obesity is a factor for heart disease. You got to know what your BMI is. You got to know your bottom line. You know, what are your body mass index? What is that number? It can tell you so much about your health in general. Your BMI, your pressure, and your cholesterol level. Your waistline, your circumference around your waistline can tell you so much about your body and what's going on. How much visceral fat is around your organs, around your midsection.
The worst fat you can have, visceral fat.
It all works together, family. So that's why we say just stay on top of things. The next root cause is inactivity. Are you moving? That's another. We have to exercise. It gets your blood pumping. It gets your blood moving. You can do the tapping. We went to a platform where we did tapping.
Sure did.
There's tapping. There's so many videos that you can pull up for all kinds of things. And I did a report on opening your lymphatic system. It's behind so many other issues. You got to keep your lymphatic system moving, keep it open. Dry brushing is one. Flipping upside down, jumping on a treadmill, jumping into these cold baths. You know, everybody's doing that now. Jumping into these ice baths,
ice lakes, and
then you get in the hot water and get in the cold water, get in the hot water, get in the cold water. It's good for your lymphatic system. It's shocking your system. If you can't submerge your whole body, put your feet in some ice and do that for a little bit, in and out, in and out. But find ways to open your lymphatic system. So that's one, inactivity. We got to move. The next one is diabetes. If you have diabetes, we got a cool diabetes combo. That's the one I was just talking about that they just posted up. We got some wonderful products for diabetes. We got a coffee that may help lower your A1C.
Correct.
I mean, after 1 cup. So stay tuned. The next one is a stealth infection. You can have infection in your body and not know it. That is why it's so important to detox. You never know what's going on in your body. Something you might have ate last week don't coincide with something this week, and you never got it all out of there. So you don't know if you got some infection going on in your body. So important to detox. Keep your system clean. Keep things moving throughout your system. The next one is excessive of toxic metals. We talk about this all the time as well. When you go to the doctors and they're going to do blood work, have them test you for heavy metal toxicity.
Yes.
You would be amazed if your levels are elevated. It can be behind a whole lot of stuff. So many different things.
We had a business partner that was toxic with heavy metal. I forget her name, out of New York. Remember that?
Who was that?
I forget her name, but she had that issue. Come to find out, she had heavy metals in her body. Boy, I can't remember her name.
It was, and it's something. Yeah. It really is. It could throw your whole balance off. It could just really mess up your day.
And get that test done. I mean, most insurance don't. Some insurance cover the test, and some may not. So ask your doctor. But even though you want to know,
they're going to test for
everything else anyway.
Lead,
copper,
mercury,
zinc, all those different things.
On, and some lead have more than others. Some have more toxicity levels of one thing than the other. And then if you have a combination of several in there, you can have a whole lot of things going on. You know, that could be the reason why mental illness is so high. People have an overload of heavy metals. You just don't know. And they're quick to throw you a pill, a pill for an ill. It might not be that. You might just need to detox. Seriously. So those are some root causes of heart disease. So now we're going to go right into a diet. Let me see if I covered everything. Go right into a diet. Oh, first I wanted to go talk about this pericarditis. Pericarditis and myocarditis. Here we go.
Just the perio.
Pericarditis. Yeah, we talked about this the last time we did this report. And this was some of the things. This is Damar Hamlin, football player, 24 years old, fell out on the field and everybody rushed to his aid.
Good thing somebody knew CPR.
He had pericarditis.
Right.
Pericarditis is inflammation of the pericardium. That's the thin membrane around the heart that can cause chest pain. So urgent medical attention is needed. In severe cases, a healthcare provider, and this can be dangerous and life-threatening if untreated. And it says it's treatable by a medical profession, often requires lab tests and imaging. The other one was myocarditis, the outer lining of your heart, it's especially been in adolescents, young adult males within several days after the shot. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it says the vaccinations, Pfizer and Moderna, more often after the second dose. That's myocarditis. Pay attention, listen to your body. It has chest pain, shortness of breath, and feeling like you're having fast breathing, fluttering, and pounding of your heart. That's myocarditis. It's a lot going on, family. It's a lot going on. It truly is.
And like I said, the young man was very lucky that they had a medical staff on that field, because we just had a young boy here, right here at Bellsware Park.
Yeah, that's down here
playing
too,
football,
the
12-year-old boy, and nobody knew CPR. Not one person on that field. They were practicing football, and no one knew CPR, and that young man passed away.
They had
possibly had the same thing.
A former child actor, Austin Majors, he died of 27 pericarditis. Sierra Zieger, 14, he was dancing and he had heart palpitations. He fell dead of a congestive heart defect. Pay attention to these things. We just had a 21-year-old, I think that was New York. She drank that drink from Panera.
Oh yeah, from Panera Bread. What do they call it?
This has
high energy.
It was a high energy drink from Panera Bread. It had right? 390 grams of caffeine
in it.
It says more than three
Red Bulls
and 4 cups of coffee.
Exactly.
That's how much caffeine was in it. You got to pay attention to these drinks. So you're talking
290 grams of caffeine plus the sugar. I mean, come on, family. And
she
had a heart issue.
She had a heart issue.
And that's why it took her out.
But you still have to know what you're ingesting, what you're putting in your body. What are you picking up?
Exactly. So why would you want to put something of that magnitude in your body?
She probably didn't know, because I don't know if they have that listed. You got to just pay attention. That's why I said keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention. Ask some questions. I say question everything. Question everything, especially now in 2023. It's all about the dollar. It is all about the dollar. So that was pericarditis and myocarditis. So now we're going to talk about a diet for heart disease. This diet is for anybody, anytime, anywhere. Eat your G-bombs.
That's right. Your greens, your beans, your onions, your mushrooms, your berries, and your seeds.
I was just telling them this morning, the young lady that stopped by to try the body magic on yesterday. Right. I didn't give her name, but she lost 100 pounds. She found a program and they told her, you got to give up meat, you got to give up dairy and vegetable shortenings. That's oils. She did that. She lost 100 pounds just from meat, dairy, and oils. Period. She said now she loves mushrooms because that's half of her meals are mushrooms. She showed me a meal that she made with a lion's mane mushroom. It looked like a steak. She had some some mushrooms, some asparagus. She had a whole meal. So you don't think, people think they got to get their protein from meat. You don't.
You don't have to.
Watch the movie, What the Health. They'll tell you that. Game Changers is even better because half of those athletes, nobody
eats meat.
And they are some of the strongest men in the world. It's fascinating. It truly is. So when most people think of diets and prevention and reverse of heart disease, they think of reducing their cholesterol and fat. In reality, the other factor must be taken into consideration, and that's such as adequate intake of good fats. Good fats are your nuts, your avocados, good fats. There are some good fats out there. You need a good fiber. Find you a very, very good fiber, and find you some products that's high in antioxidants. You're right here. We got products high in antioxidants. We got you. So a heart healthy diet, in fact, such as your basics, your whole foods, you want an eating plan suggests almost everyone whole food plant-based diet. Plant-based is just the way to go. We're getting there. We haven't given up all meats yet, but we don't eat meat every single day.
We sure
that
don't.
we don't
every
do.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon, we'll have some meat.
And that's the last time we haven't had meat in a minute. I mean, if you want to consider turkey meat, I mean, we had that with spaghetti a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it.
I'm thinking.
We haven't had anything. No red meat other than that.
Yeah, there we go.
It's been a while.
We're working on it, y'all. We're working on it. We still under construction too.
The last time I could tell you when we went out to dinner for my birthday, your birthday or mine, we went out to Iberia.
All the way back.
Yeah, when we had the filet mignon along with the fried shrimp. Yeah. So it's been several months.
Okay, there you go. Well, we under construction. We still there. We getting there. So a plant-based diet with an addition of some fish has been shown to sweep away that arterial plaque. A meal should emphasize your vegetables, your fruits, whole grains with beans and fish for protein. So you got to get your beans and your fish. Also are closely linked, highly reactive molecules as free radicals are closely linked to disease. That's what the antioxidants do. They kill off those free radicals.
Right.
Foods that contain antioxidants will help you prevent damage caused by free radicals. So you want to eat a wide variety of fruits, vegetables every single day. There's a fruit wash out there, and then you can do baking soda
or vinegar.
Is it baking soda and vinegar? They just had something on Instagram where the girl washed her blueberries, and the film was on top of the water. You got to wash your fruits thoroughly, family, because they're spraying with so many pesticides and you don't know what all is going on. Just wash your fruits and vegetables thoroughly. So again, it says essential fatty acids are good fats, and they actually protect your heart and help the rest your body function smoothly. So essential fatty acids are found in your cold water fish, like your halibut, salmon, mackerel, raw nuts, excluding peanuts. And you can definitely have, they said Brazil nuts are great for cholesterol. Got to get some Brazil nuts in the house. And they're high in selenium. Olive oil is excellent, and flaxseed oil, coconut oil, and you got to get a good source of fiber. The whole foods diet automatically increases your fiber intake. So if you need more, include your oat bran or your flax seeds with your meal. You can buy the ground flaxseed, or you get the flaxseed yourself and crush it up. But flaxseed is excellent. That's another source of your omegas. Garlic and onions, you definitely want to cook with. That reduces your levels of bad cholesterol, and it can lower your blood pressure. Garlic and onions. Put that on everything. That's for real. The skin of red and purple grapes can clear the arterial walls of the plaque out of your arteries. So you want to have a glass of purple grape juice daily, preferably Welch's grape juice.
That's probably why I'm clear now. Drink so much of the
grape juice. Yeah, right. I didn't even think of that.
Just think about it now.
I didn't even think about that.
We consume a lot of grape juice
because it has a resveratrol
in it, which is very good. And I mix it with the cranberry, also with my Levy product. I mean, I guess that would
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we on point. No wonder you drinking more than me.
Yep.
Okay. Potassium and magnesium are also heart protective minerals. Potassium and magnesium that can be found in our coral calcium. I got that over here. The next one is good sources include your green vegetables, your whole grains. Wheat germ is good. garlic, legumes, bok choy, and potatoes. You can have potatoes. Sea salt is also good. I found that
And
Celtic salt.
mhm,
It's Celtic salt. It's supposed to be really good and high in magnesium.
magnesium.
It's hard to find, but I found it today at the health food store. It's called Celtic salt. CELTIC, Celtic salt. And it's really, really good, high in magnesium. They said it's good for high blood pressure
Right.
too, but you could cook with it. You can put it on your food. You can
And
replace
put a
that
pinch, you
with,
said, under your
you
tongue.
can put a pinch under your tongue. You can use that with, or the Himalaya salt. You want to get away from the table salt. So you want to get a good sea salt. So find yourself a really good sea salt. So the other one is high consumption of your fruits and vegetables. You definitely want to get that, your beans, your nuts, your seeds. Olive oil. In the blue zones, they ate a lot of olive oil.
A lot of olive oil and a lot of sweet potatoes.
A lot of sweet potatoes.
In the
The
blue zone.
purple
And the purple
potatoes,
ones.
right.
Mhm.
Low to moderate amounts of dairy and poultry. That's from the report. Cut back on that dairy. Do y'all know that dairy is very, very mucus forming? Mucus turns into inflammation. So wherever you have pain or joint pain, that's inflammation on your joints. Cut back on that dairy and see how you feel. No milk, no cheese, no creamers, none of that. Just to see how you feel. If you're feeling fine, ease a little bit back into your diet. But if you're hurting, pull it out of your diet. I mean, just pull it out. Put more olive oil in there. Little red meat. That was in the blue zones. They did eat a little red meat, but it wasn't all the time.
Right.
Eggs. You can have eggs 0 to 4 times a week. Eggs. Eggs are good for protein too, but you don't want to overdo it with eggs because eggs fall under that dairy category. And then wine in low moderation amount. You can have wine because of the resveratrol that's in the wine, what we were just talking about. Now I had a thing.
Oh, and another thing too,
a
vitamin K. Before you get into that, vitamin K is a good source too. That's a preventive lockup, from your arteries and block it. It prevents that from happening. And it's in one of our products called the Yola Vive, that vitamin K. I'll give an example how it works. And I talked about this before. Let's imagine a clear glass, and you put milk in that clear glass, and you pour the milk out. You see the residue that's left on the glass of the milk that you poured out from that glass. That represents your artery. The vitamin K keeps that buildup from happening. It keeps that film from happening in your arteries. So if you're not taking care of it, over time, it's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker, and the arteries get smaller and smaller. So that vitamin K helps to prevent that.
That is so true. We were just talking about resveratrol that's found in red wine. It is a compound that's found in red wine that potent antioxidant activity. So red wine is good for you. Primarily, research has demonstrated cardiovascular benefits and possible anti-cancer properties from resveratrol. So have a glass of wine every once in a blue moon, but don't overdo it. Just don't overdo it. Now, here's some things you need to stay away from if you're having any heart issues at all. It says if you have heart disease, you must eliminate from your diet dramatically, reduce the consumption of harmful fats, saturated fats, trans fats, and hydrogenated fats. That would be your oils, your vegetable oils, your corn oils. Those are saturated fats.
Peanut oils and
all the peanut oils, exactly. Junk food and processed foods are loaded with these saturated fats. That's why these things are terrible for you. I just seen a video earlier on Instagram when they were talking about the free hamburgers they were giving away from these 3 entities, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King. They're giving away free hamburgers. They said they're going to do it every Friday now. They're going to, give away these hamburgers. Be mindful of this free stuff. Ain't nobody giving you nothing for free. You can't get nothing for free. That's good. So just be mindful of what you're taking in. It may sound good and all that, but I don't think that's real meat. Just be mindful of what you're putting in your body. Seriously, this is your body. Also, common sources of saturated fats, cholesterol include your meat, your poultry, dairy products, butter, eggs, palm oil, vegetable oil. Don't forget that many foods are made with these ingredients as well. Your sweet Sweet baked goods, for instance. They're loaded with certain eggs and butter. You don't know what all they putting in stuff
Right.
now, as well as other fatty oils. Don't make a mistake of substituting margarine, vegetable shortening for butter. Remember that those are saturated fats that you're adding in there. Because if you think about eating something that has a lot of oil in it, if you eat a meal that has a lot of oil in it, or you eat a hamburger that has a lot of oil in it, and then they want to give you a Coke with that, and then the majority of that Coke is ice, so it's going to be real cold. So if you take some oil and you pour something cold behind it,
it's going to coagulate.
It's going to coagulate and clunk up.
Yeah.
What do you think that's doing in your arteries? Think about that seriously.
That's why you have a lot of countries, especially in Asian descent, they drink teas, hot liquids after every meal, before and after the meal, because that temperature keeps the food at a minimal with oils that may be there, doesn't get a chance to do that. It breaks down and get digested evenly.
There you go. So think about that when you're eating.
Exactly.
Drink something hot afterwards, so you don't know what was in there, just to break everything down and move things along. Drink that cup of tea or that cup of coffee after meal. Even when you go out to fancy restaurants, everybody bring you a cup of coffee. Would you like to have coffee with that, ma'am? Get that something hot behind your meal, and then later, about 15 minutes later, you can have something cold to drink. So it also says sugar. It says sugar is tied to a number of health problems. And when used as a replacement for starch, it reduces the level of good heart protecting cholesterol. Avoid simple sugars. Simple sugars cause an elevated level of cholesterol, triglycerides, your C-reactive proteins, insulin, and other markers that contribute to a cardiovascular damage. That's from sugar. The next one is salt. Radically reduce the consumption of sodium. Packaged and processed foods are by far the highest source of sodium, so stay away from those. High sodium intake combined with a low potassium intake increases your likelihood of having high blood pressure. So everything is in moderation. You got to balance your whole body out. Everything goes together. So that's where we are with that. So those are some things you definitely need to stay away from. So here in our company, we're going to do let me see, what do we have over there? Oh, I had something on stroke. I know I did have a little write-up on strokes. I don't know what I did with it. Not that one. Strokes. Okay, here it is. Symptoms of a stroke. Just think of the word fast. I didn't even do this morning because I couldn't find.
Think of that.
FAST, fast. It's F stands for face drooping.
Correct.
So if does one side of your face start to drooping or it gets numb, you ask the person to smile and that cheek doesn't go up on that side. That's face drooping. That could be an early sign of a stroke. The next one is A. A stands for arm weakening. If one arm weakens or it goes numb, ask that person to raise the arm or raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward? Pay attention to that. Your body's talking to you all the time. The S for fast is for speech difficulty. Is speech slurred, or they are unable to speak at all, or they are hard to understand? Ask the person to repeat a simple sentence like the sky is blue, or is the sentence repeated correctly? That's for speech. S is for speech. And then the T is for time to call 911. If a person shows any of these signs or symptoms, definitely call 911. So those are the symptoms of a stroke. Think fast, face drooping, arms drooping, speech drooping, time to call 911. So if you're having any chest discomfort, any discomfort in the area of your upper body, shortness of breath, or any of those other signs, cold sweats, nausea, lightheaded, just go get checked out. We can't sit on anything these days, family. You just can't. So now at this time, like I said, we are in a health and wellness company. We have a couple of awesome products that's high in antioxidants. We have one that's high in
vitamin K.
Vitamin K, exactly. I mean, really, really good products. But then antioxidants is
That's the key.
what you're looking for.
Mhm.
You want to find things that's hot. I'm getting ready to say I can't find that when I'm looking for it. There it is. So our first one is going to be our signature product.
Let's
We're
do
gonna
our
talk
disclaimer
about
as
it.
first.
Please,
All
sir.
right, our disclaimer is these products that we're about to speak about have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and not designed to mitigate, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But all we do know is that we do have the best products on this side of heaven, as our partner, Mr. Bennett Terrell, always states, and that's by our opinion.
We truly do. I'm going to
Yes,
go
yes,
over
we
a
do.
couple, but I'm going to
Yeah.
focus on these four right here. We call them the Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four.
But the first three, we call them our three essentials.
Correct.
This is our signature product here. This product is high in antioxidants. And that's like the report says, get those antioxidants. It fights off that free radicals, open up those arteries so everything can move and flow. And red, anything red is good for your heart. So remember that beets, what else is red? Beets are really good for your heart, bring your blood pressure down. Strawberries, cherries, anything that's red is really good for your heart. But this is high in antioxidants. What are the berries, baby? The
berries are noni, acai berry, mangosteen, goji, and pomegranate. 5 super fruits that's in this product called the Red Lviv.
There we go. Our next product is going to be our green Lviv.
Yes.
This is also high in antioxidants.
And the green will do what?
The green will keep you clean. It has milk thistle, has senna, it has artichokes, everything just to keep your bowels moving. What goes in has to come out. So you want everything to flow properly, flow and move the way it's supposed to move. So that's what we have with our green. Then we have our Lviv yellow, our multi plus. All of the bottles are changing, but our multi plus, this is a liquid vitamin. With the weather changing, family, you want to have this in your house. You truly want to have this one in your house. This is a multivitamin. You can drink it hot. Everybody in the house can take it, from the baby to grandma. Everybody can take the multi-plus. You can drink it hot like a tea before you go to bed. Breaks up some of that mucus if you're drinking it hot. Opening up those sinuses so you can breathe in the night.
That's the go-to product.
This is your go-to product. Yes, this is a must-have with this weather changing. That's our multi-plus, a liquid vitamin.
Absolutely.
Again, with the weather changing, you got to get a hold of some shield. Your shield also is high in zinc. Zinc shorts the duration of colds. You have ginseng, you have vitamin C, everything that's going to build your immune system back up. This is a powder. Most of our products are either liquids or powder. They go right into your system
right to work.
And go to work. This is a powder you can put a little bit under your tongue before leaving the house, like I do, and a little bit under your tongue when I get back in the house. I don't want to catch any cooties that's in the street.
Not at all.
Because you don't know what's out there. I was out today picking up a few things, and people have started putting their masks back on. And the majority of people that was in, where did I go? Target, Walmart. I went to quite a few, and then I went to the health food store. Quite a few people are back in their masks with the weather changing. So you can't blame them. You don't know what's going on. You don't know anybody's immune response to anything. So stay shield up. Stay shield up. The children can take this. Grandma can take this. Everybody can take the shield too. You can drink that like it's hot. So that's a good one. We're talking about heart, so I definitely want to talk about this cran aloe. Cran aloe, this was my go-to product when I had my fibroids. This shrank my fibroids. I'm talking about Victoria's fibroids, because they wanted to give me a hysterectomy. And I was like, I don't think so. That's when I really got into the research. That's when it started, way back then.
Let me check some things out.
For real, with the fibroids. This shrank my fibroids to the point where they couldn't find it. They could not find it. So I was like, I don't know what's in this stuff, but I'm just going to keep telling my story about my fibroids. This shrank my fibroids. This is cran aloe. And it's high in antioxidants as well, and it's good for atherosclerosis. That's what the whole report was talking about, that plaque in your arteries. This can shrink or get rid of some of that plaque in your arteries. You could drink this hot too, but this is also treatments for atherosclerosis. It's a natural diuretic, and it reduces inflammation. Bring down that swelling, bring down that inflammation. So I love my cran aloe. The next one I'm going to talk about is this pure noni. Can't say that I love it, but it works. Pure Noni is nothing to play with. This was my go-to product when I had the shingles. Just got over the shingles a couple of years ago, about what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Shingles. I'm telling you, it's nothing to play with. Very, very painful. It happens if you're 50 or older. You see the commercials on TV with these little prickly things that it feels just like that. I even hate to see the commercial. I get the
corkscrews coming through the cork.
I get this twinging up. But this is a pure noni. I mean, it's good for pain.
Like an
It's like an
ibuprofen.
ibuprofen. It would relieve that pain, bring down that swelling, all that good things, all that good thing. Just like a aspirin, you need an aspirin, just take some pure noni. And if you have a illness or a condition, every 4 hours, take a cap full of pure noni, just like you would do a medicine, do the pure noni.
Right.
All natural. This has been around for thousands of years and it still works. It's an acquired taste, that it is, but it works, family. Everything that's good for you ain't supposed to always taste good, but this one
is
works
good for you. We say it has an intense taste for intense pain.
Whatever works. Take the product. Okay, last but not least, our coral calcium. Coral calcium, the report talked about calcium and magnesium, potassium and magnesium. All of that is in there. I say if you have a skeletal system,
you need this product.
You need to be taking your coral calcium. If you got arthritis, this is good for blood clots. It can diminish blood clots, but it's a good tasting product. It takes the mango, what is it? Not mango.
I know what you're talking about.
It's good.
Yeah.
It is mango flavor, isn't it? Is it mango?
No, it is. It is.
Okay, you're right. That's what I thought.
It's a mango flavor.
But right. It tastes good. And if you have a lot of inflammation, like I said, arthritis, bad knees, bad joints, this is your product right here. It can help bring down that inflammation around your joints. But this is also an excellent, excellent, excellent product. It helps to increase the absorption of your calcium, magnesium, potassium. It helps fight against arthritis, cardio issues, and helps with bones and your teeth. You want to hang on to your teeth, get you some coral calcium and a good toothbrush. But still, family, the products work, mostly liquids and powders. The products truly, truly work. Yes, we wouldn't say that. So we talk about our products all the time. And like I say, these products we just spoke about have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate any disease. But all we know, we got the best products on the market. They working for me, they working for him, and some of our business partners.
And I approve that message.
You approve that message?
Yes, I do.
But that is going to be it, family. Take care of your heart. You only got one of those. You get one. And like he was just saying, we were just talking about the report on TV. We're losing young people, 20s and 30s to heart attacks. Look at the football player. He was 21. An actor from General Hospital, 34. Cody.
So do yourselves a favor. I mean to cut you off, because I know we're about to break. But do me a favor for you guys, if you really truly want to know, especially men. I don't see any men connected right now. I know we have Tyron Jackson earlier, he was on, but your men that you may have in your lives, get them checked out. Have them go and get that caloric pulmonary heart test done. It's quick, it's painless, and at least you get to know what's going on inside. What's that heart. This is heart month, so make that an assignment to get done this month. Get your test done. You'll be surprised. You want to know your numbers? That's the way to find out. Get it done. It's well worth the $99. Like I said, insurance companies will not cover it, so get it done. Spend that $99 and get that test done, and it'll put a good form. It'll just ease in your mind. Just the fact that you know what you know, and that's how we want to do this. So find out what you have.
There you go, fam. But take care of your heart. Like I said, you only get one of those. Take care of your family. Take care of your elderly. Just take care of yourselves. And that's why we do this report, just to get the information out.
That's it.
People don't start caring about their health until they losing it. Until they losing it. Don't wait that long until something is wrong. And now you got a banana peel on it. You're in and you're out. You don't know which way you're going. And sometimes it can be too late.
Correct.
So you want early detection where you can reverse things and switch things around. Nobody wants to leave here prematurely.
No, trust me. Really don't.
Trust me.
We all have that expiration date. You don't know what it is, but if you can do healthy things to sustain yourself, why not do it?
Any comments over there, sir, before we
No
are
comments.
finished
Just want
for
to say
the
thank you
day?
guys. I want to thank all of you as always. We truly appreciate and
Yes,
applaud you
yes,
for
yes,
sticking
yes,
and staying and
yes.
helping us out on this platform, because you guys make it all worth it. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right.
But I say, what's the point of living longer if you can't enjoy it?
Indeed.
Take care of yourself, family.
Absolutely.
That's what
it,
we're
our
here
drink.
for. Let's get it, babe.
Cranberry.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There you have it, family.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
We're gonna say God
thank
bless
you
you.
too, Peter Sabrina Clark. Thank you.
Absolutely. Say thank you again. We're gonna say good night,
yes,
family.
good night to you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. And by the way, we
love
you.
and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, if y'all want something or you got something you want me to look at, throw me a text, throw something out there so that I can look it up.
That's right. Information is power.
If I haven't done it, I'll do it. If I haven't done it in a while, I'll do it again.
Absolutely right.
But just let's keep the information going. The more people know, the better they'll do. And don't wait till the last minute. So that's it, family. God bless you and good night.
Good night, everybody. Have a great and safe evening. Bye for now, family. Again, thank you.